Roberto, what are you doing? Now you're becoming the thing that you most hate. Now you're the one who's unjustly hurting the innocent. And don't you see what being gone's doing to your mother? The pain you inflicting on your brother? You don't see any responsibility in what you do? Look at your friends, they trying to be just like you. They trying to prove they can earn your respect. And they alcoholic drug dealers, don't you see your effect? If you only knew how long this would affect their life, you would check yourself, because what you on, it ain't right. Nah, dude, you ain't right. I ain't conspiring to put your fire out, because I do believe that this fire can inspire you and become your energy. It can fuel the vehicle of your greatest dreams, igniting passion as it moves you with its steam, moving you towards production, challenging the system. Otherwise, it instructs you to produce more victims. Fire can burn down a building, leaving it void, or for a greater purpose. When it is employed, when poised, it can cook, run cars, or heat a home, or it can kill, burn, and start a destructive syndrome. It can light up a situation. It can clean, it can burn down condemnation and reveal your dream. A coward lets his fire burn everything like coal, but real power is demonstrated when your fire is controlled. 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 Control. Yo, man, I've lost control. What am I doing? I've been burned, and now I'm just burning everybody around me, hurting those people that care about me, hurting myself. I'm about to switch this up. Yo, I ain't becoming the thing that I most hate. I'm switching up my game, no, it ain't too late. I'm making a decision with precision to change. I'ma switch up my mission to reposition my flame. My vision's aimed to write poems, to enlighten domes, to bring freedom now as I write songs. No longer to light bongs and fight moms. I'm using my fire to inspire, to light the dawn. Righting wrongs, no longer a crook that steals. I'm cooking soul meals, bringing something that can heal. Bringing that real love in this world of pretend. Burning the lies that blind all of my friends, letting this light extend in this world that's oh so dark. Writing so boys and girls might redirect they spark and embark to break the chains, to make a change, to change the game, to go against the grain. I'ma make this confession that is so real. We've all been burned with rejection, and we need to be healed. But even burned, we can learn to use it as a tool, and we can be a light even right in our schools. Be a light for peace, be a light for justice. Let your anger be released. Let's fight this destruction. Coming out the dungeon of this world full of victims, aiming at the root, we sure to change the system. Ain't it strange to believe I can change the world if I can change me? Ain't it strange to believe I can change this world, because I can change me? Thank you. Young people, can you relate to some of these sparks? And despite that they've experienced many of these similar things, they are here today wanting to make a change. And so it's important that we as adults not ignore that some of these young people have been through some painful experiences. It's important that we begin to partner with them towards inventing opportunities to tell their story and to find hope, because once we reclaim our story, we realize that we can be the creators of his story. And so this reminds me of some of the work that we've done in Los Angeles. We connected with a city in LA called Wilmington. And Wilmington at this point in time, according to the media, was like one of the worst places to live. They said that it was just full of gangs and violence, like nothing good could come out of Wilmington. So we started connecting with parents, helping them to take time to reflect on their own culture, their own story. Parents from Mexico and Honduras, and connecting with them and helping them to understand that hip-hop is not inherently evil. And trying to also connect with the youth, helping them to express themselves, tell their story, and understand that there is value in the culture and experiences of their parents. And so we started to create a dialogue between the parents and the youth. And they started critically examining what was happening in the community around them, realizing all this negative stuff had been said about them. And they said, you know what? There's a lot of beautiful things in this community that get overlooked. What we want to do is do an event and invite the media so that they can come and see some of the beautiful things of our culture, so that they can see these young people who have found their spark and are telling their stories and painting pictures of possibility for what can happen in the future. So they did this event called the Hip Hop Revival, partnering with other organizations and politicians. They did this event and it was off the hook. And so we had families coming from throughout the entire community, bringing children, because you can't have your children playing in some of these parks over there in LA for fear of them getting shot. And so even some of the gang leaders showed up, all tatted up with these little kids that are all, ooh. And so you can imagine these kids having an opportunity to run around and get their faces painted and hear some music and see some puppet shows. They were really engaged by that. But these gangsters over there eating their barbecue, watching their kids, and it was just really a right moment. So we went and talked to some of these gangsters. Said, what do you think about this event? Man, the event is beautiful. You know what I mean? My son Tony's out here playing. I ain't got to worry about him getting hurt. Well, what do you think? Should we do more events like this in the future? Oh, for sure. Y'all need to do an event like this like every month. Well, what do you think? Would you be willing to help us in doing more events like this? Well, you see, the issue is the violence. We have so much violence between the gangs, man. If we want to get to the root of it, we got to get some sort of a peace treaty. But, man, to see my kid having opportunities to run around and express himself, I'll be willing to do whatever I need to do to make that happen. We start going to these other gang leaders who are sitting as far apart as they possibly could while their kids are running around playing together, asking them the same question, and they gave us the same answer. So we said, okay, let's do something crazy. Let's bring all these folks together and have a little dialogue. And we said, look, we're asking you about your children, and you're saying the same thing. You have the full support of your community. What kind of community do you want your kids to inherit? And as they started to dialogue, these gangsters went into it, and they told us eventually, we want to start doing this peace treaty. And because we gangsters and we don't just talk about it, we walk about it, we want to go up on that stage over there. And during that time was the time when the teens were doing their hip-hop thing, so the place was packed. And they got up on the stage. We don't need any introduction. Y'all know who we are. We are arch rivals in this place. By now, the police who are there for security have their hands on their guns. But we ain't here to be killing each other or nothing like that. We're here because of our kids, and they having a real good time. And we say that this violence is getting out of hand. Enough is enough. We want our young people to be able to express themselves like these teens rapping and stuff. So we're going to do what we can do to help make this possible. And we're going to start working towards peace between the gangs. And to show y'all we serious, we're going to shake hands in front of everybody. And as they shook their hands, the police jaws are on the ground like, and the parents are weeping. And the youth who were so instrumental in making this event happen are standing back like this. Like, wow, this was possible. I was a part of this. And see, I believe that this is just a symbol. This is just one story of what is possible for our nation. I believe that in order to heal our world, we're going to have to feel our world and deal with some of that pain and connect it with the way of moving towards passion and purpose. In conclusion, because I know I'm running out of time, I heard someone say once that life is like a marathon race. But I choose to believe that this life is more like a relay race. And I believe that we as adults right now are running this race, and we have the torch with us, the torch of leadership. And I believe that we need to set that example of finding our own voice, our own spark, and run in such a way that when these young people see us running, they won't be able to but to help themselves to get back on the track and finish this race. And for my young people, I want to let y'all know that you're not disqualified from this race. It doesn't matter if you started drinking when you were 10 or if your dad got locked up or you got messed up with the law. It doesn't matter. You are not disqualified. As a matter of fact, you're even more qualified because you can reach the ones no one else can reach. So we need you to get back in position because we're about to pass this baton to you. And when you run, we want you to run in such a way that you can finish this race. Because when you finish this race, you will see that there's a big cloud of witnesses that have been cheering you on. And we want you to enter into their presence unashamed. Yes, I truly believe that the doors of history are about to swing open and our brightest days will be before us. But we can't do this alone. We need each other. So please, before you leave, connect with one of these beautiful organizations. Connect with your youth. Connect with some of these programs. If you think I can help, come holler at me. We'll hook you up with the Fulfill the Dream program. But it's in working together that we will go from surviving to thriving. Thank you for having me, y'all.